Being a great chiropractor and evaluating a practice as a buyer are two very different skill sets. When you start looking at practices, the information you receive can vary quite a bit. Sometimes it's just a high-level summary, a few number or limited details about how the clinic actually operates. Because of that, it's easy to scan what's available, get a general sense, and move on, especially when you're balancing a full schedule. And in many cases, the way information is presented doesn't make it easy to fully understand what you're looking at anyway. That's where a PPS prospectus is different. It's not just a summary, it's a structured, detailed overview of the practice, built specifically for chiropractic buyers and designed to align with what lenders will look for when evaluating a loan application. So let's walk through how to read it in a way that actually saves you time and helps you make better decisions. In some cases, our team manages all communication from start to finish. In others, the seller's more directly involved, with PPS supporting behind the scenes. Here's how to tell. If the seller's contact information is listed, you'll likely be speaking directly with the doctor. Although, we still recommend a call with PPS before engaging, so we can walk you through the basic process and answer any questions you may have. Another call with our team is recommended after meeting with the seller to determine next steps and strategy. If communication is directed through our team, it means PPS is coordinating the process on your behalf. Both follow a structured process, but this distinction helps you know what to expect from the start. And that leads to one of the most important guidelines. Do not contact the clinic directly. In most cases, staff and patients are not aware the practice is for sale. That's intentional. It protects the stability of the clinic and the relationships you'd be stepping into. Unannounced calls or visits can create confusion, concern among staff, and in some cases impact how the seller views you as a potential buyer. Because sellers aren't just evaluating offers, they're evaluating who they trust to take over their practice. Once you understand the setup, the next place most buyers go is the financials. Most buyers look at collections first. Collections tell you how much money the practice is bringing in. But collections are just the starting point, and the net profit at the bottom of a statement doesn't always tell the full story either. Most financial statements include expenses the next owner may not have, like the owner's car insurance or even a golf club membership. And in many cases, they're also missing expenses the next owner will have, like rent or wages to an unpaid spouse. That's why one of the most important numbers in the prospectus is something called SDE, or Seller's Discretionary Earnings. This is included in all of the prospectuses you receive, and you can see it here. It represents the earnings available to an owner-operator after the financials have been adjusted to reflect the business under new ownership. When you review this section, pay close attention to the right-hand column. That's where those adjustments are made, so you can see a more accurate picture of what the practice may look like for you. The key point is this: collections show activity. SDE shows what may actually be available to you as the owner. After the financials, move into the clinic profile section. This is where you start to understand the practice beyond the numbers. You'll see why the doctor is selling, what their plans are after the transition, and how the practice has been operating. Two practices can have similar collections and profit, but feel very different once you understand this section. You'll also see the services offered and how care is delivered, and you'll see a staff overview, who's in the clinic, their roles, and how the practice is supported day to day. You'll often see language like staff likely to stay. That's intentional. In most cases, staff are not informed about a sale in advance. That helps protect the stability of the clinic and the patient relationships you'd be stepping into. You'll also see growth opportunities highlighted. Things like unused space, limited hours, or services that could be expanded. The statistics section shows you what's happening in the practice right now. You'll typically see monthly patient visits, new patients, production, and collections over time. You'll also see a breakdown of collections by source: cash, insurance, personal injury. This helps you understand patterns, consistency, and momentum in a way that annual financials alone can't show. You may notice that collections in this section don't perfectly match tax returns. That's normal. Different systems track and allocate collections differently. For example, some stats will only be for chiropractic care and not other services like functional medicine or decompression. We typically request updates to this section quarterly, so it's often the most current snapshot in the prospectus. And that leads to one more important point. The prospectus is a living document. It's updated over time with new financials, updated statistics, and additional insights. So if you're seriously evaluating a practice, it's worth revisiting.